Hey guys, I'm Dr. David Stein, author of the new book called The Whole Life, Finding God's Rhythm for Your Spirit, Soul, and Body. And just so excited about the launch. We are in day 8 of 10 days leading up to the launch of the book on January 29th. And I want to encourage you to pre-order the book because I have 5 bonuses, significant bonuses, that you can get just by typing the word bonus in the comments section below, and we will Facebook message you the information and the link on how you can pre-order and get those 5 bonuses so that you can get started right away on this journey that I'm calling The Whole Life, so you can find God's rhythm for your spirit, soul, and body. You can also check out the website for the book called thewholelife.org/book, and you can find out how you can pre-order as well as get those 5 different bonus materials here. I'm in chapter 8 of the book, where each day, these 10 days leading up to the launch, I'm just taking just a little piece of each chapter and kind of talking through from my own experiences and how I have gone from a place of total burnout to now what I feel is total restoration of my life now that I've been on this whole life journey and lifestyle plan. Chapter 8 is a fun one because we get into what is the body section of the book. Remember, there's spirit, soul, and body, the 3 parts of every human being. And body is that perishable part of us that stays here on earth while our soul and spirit go off with us, of course, to heaven. And it's really a powerful part because through this journey, I've discovered just how critical, how amazing God has assembled this thing that we call our physical body. And I'm going to share just a little bit about that in the first chapter, which in the body section, which is on nutrition, and it's called "You Are What You Eat." And you've heard that before. You are what you eat. Garbage in, garbage out. And a couple quotes I want to read to you. This is it's from the Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 10:31. He says, "Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." You know, whenever we talk about nutrition is essentially 90% of your body journey, if you can imagine that. I mean, we put in, especially in the United States, we put a lot of emphasis on working out our physical bodies, going to a gym, things like that. But actually, nutrition makes up 90% of our composition. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Let me tell you how I've broken down the body section of the book, though. There's really 3 phases that I went through in my own life, which I've shared with you. I got to a place where I had not only neglected my soul, but I had significantly neglected my body for many years up to this point in time. In fact, I couldn't remember a season of really working out hard in my life all the way back to my college years up to that point in time, which was some 20 plus years prior, where I was a college athlete. So I understood about physical fitness, understood about nutrition, understood about rest, but I just had not used any of these things in my life up to that point of my burnout. What I ended up doing, though, was and I tell my full story in the book, but what I ended up doing was kind of hitting a full court press, if you will, on this area of body. I was actually able to, I had gotten very overweight at that point in time for my body size, and I had, in the journey that I went on, I ended up losing 4 sizes of my waist. Went from a size 36 to a size 32. I'm very proud of that. Come on, guys out there, you know what I'm talking about. And then also, I was able to lose 50 pounds as well. I was just telling somebody recently that I was in a gym with my son my oldest son, who's 12 now, Isaac, and he's starting to, use light weight and stuff. And he was bench pressing about 50 pounds. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, I was carrying an extra 50 pounds. What he's bench pressing, I was carrying that around with me every day of my life. And now I'm free of an extra 50 pounds that I get to carry around in my life. But that's just part of what was my physical journey. And I mentioned that there was 3 phases that I went through. The first phase was the high intensity phase. This is the going for broke. This is going all out. I ended up doing a significant round, in fact 2 rounds of a workout program called P90X3. Was able to get through that. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow when we talk about physical fitness. But was able to shed the weight through proper nutrition, health, fasting as well as a big part of what I talk about in the book as part of a healthy nutrition. And was able to lose that weight through that high intensity round. Didn't lose all 50 pounds though. My goal was to lose 50, so I moved into what I call the second phase, which is goal realization phase. This is where you're not going for broke, but what you are doing is that you're very focused on your goal. My goal was essentially to lose 50 pounds to get down to 185 pounds again, which was much closer to my college weight, which is my ultimate goal. But during the goal realization phase, you're doing a very surgical approach to reaching those goals. Very specific, very measured in what you're working on. I talk about all that, obviously, in the book as well. But then ultimately, my goal, and is where I'm at now, is the whole life realization phase. And the whole life phase is where you're basically walking in the lifestyle because you've reached your goals. Now you're in somewhat of a maintenance phase, and you're maintaining the goal that you realized in the goal realization phase. And whenever it comes to nutrition, I think there's a lot of stuff that I have in this chapter, and I could really go in multiple different directions and even share the specific diet that I use and still use today. By the way, I don't really like the word diet because it has the word die in it. But so I prefer to use eating plans, so you'll see that in the book. But there's 3 tips that I want to give that are just kind of like a small snippet of this chapter on nutrition. And this will help you to really kind of get a jump start on this area of nutrition, and then you can take it deeper whenever you get into the chapter in the book. But these are just simple tips for any one of those high intensity goal realization or the whole life rhythm phase. And first one is to eat whole, unprocessed foods. The idea behind this essentially is that your body needs certain nutrients, obviously protein, vitamins, minerals, things like that, that are best acquired through whole, unprocessed foods. When we talk about processed foods, those are foods that have been dead a long time and have had to go through an assembly line essentially of processing in order to get to your table or to get to the place where you're going to eat them. And whole foods are foods that are living foods. In other words, they have not, you haven't gotten them through a fast food drive-through, which comprised many years prior to my burnout, where I was actually getting mine. I was essentially living on burgers and pizza up to that point in my life. But whole foods are foods that are living. So whenever you eat vegetables, they're not canned vegetables, but they're vegetables that have essentially like a head of lettuce that has just been harvested. So they're very close to their harvest date, if you will. This is great. A great start for you, the eating whole, unprocessed food. The second one is getting proper hydration. Hydration was one of the things that I was shocked to learn how important just simply drinking sufficient water every day. That the body is basically comprised of 50 to 60% water. And we need water for proper cell function. as well in our life. And cells obviously are important that they respond properly to our life, because that's essentially the nexus, if you will, of all of our physical body is made up of cells. And so making sure that those cells function properly is part of having proper hydration, is a big part of that. Also, whenever it comes to hydration, I came across a statistic that says that about 37% of Americans have actually lost their sensitivity to thirst. And what actually happens is they replace that sensitivity to thirst and equate it with hunger. So so chances are pretty good the first time you feel hungry, you're actually thirsty. And so drinking water, which is what our body needs and is telling us that it needs, gets clouded with this idea of maybe we just need more food. So getting proper hydration is critical. We should drink half of our body weight in ounces of water a day. Now, I will tell you, for most days, that's an aspirational goal for me, because that would be some almost 90 ounces of water for me every day. So although I try to, and I keep water very close to me, that's sometimes an aspirational value, but at the same time, increasing your hydration and having proper hydration is key. Let me give you the third one here, and that is taking nutritional supplements. This has been one of the biggest changes in my life is taking the supplements. We can't really get all the nutrients, vitamins, minerals that our body needs on a daily basis just from the food that we take in. We just don't have a nutritional, holistic circle in everything that we eat. So there's always going to be a nutritional gap every day of our life without adding certain supplements, minerals, vitamins, things to our life. That's why I always recommend getting a healthy multivitamin. Men's, women's, teens, kids, all my family takes multivitamins now. And they're able to kind of fill in that nutritional gap. But also there's other vitamins, supplements, protein, different things like that that you can add to your life and find amazing results just as by adding a few little things to your life. Well, hey, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Be sure and pick up a pre-ordered copy of my new book, The Whole Life, Finding God's Rhythm for Your Spirit, Soul, and Body. My goal for you, my prayer for you, is that you would find God's unique rhythm so that you can walk in wholeness as I am so grateful to be walking in myself. Hey, if this has helped you, be sure and share it. Also, be sure and get the bonus features by just typing bonus in the comments section, and we'll be sure to Facebook message you how you can pre-order and get those 5 bonuses from the pre-order. And you can always go to thewholelife.org/book to find out more about that. All right, God bless you guys, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 9.